Well, hello everyone and welcome back. And if you're wondering what's going on, well, you just happen to see the biggest toilet flush occurring in the cesspool, the toilet bowl of Washington, D.C., folks. And don't you feel exactly like that guy did right there? In fact, I had to take a quick break out of here, put this place on pause so I could go to the crapola to take a dumpola because of all this crapola that I'm about to explain to all you people. We have billions that are being sent to Ukraine that could have built a seven 450-mile sections of border walls across the U.S.-Mexico border. But what are we doing instead? We're going to be spending hundreds, not just tens, but hundreds, thousands and hundreds of thousands of billions of dollars, folks, to go support building walls, to building structures to keep other people out of other countries, but we're not doing that to keep illegal aliens out of the United States of America. We're going to cover all of that. We're going to be talking about all these toilets that are flushing all across Washington, D.C. with our hard-earned tax dollars being literally flushed down the toilet, not being used for American citizens, not being used for the American people, not being used for American policies that will help veterans and people that, the safety nets that are required for those that require it, right? For those Americans that are suffering because of COVID, for those businesses that were lost, small businesses, people that lost their jobs, all those things that where money is needed. No, we're spending it and sending it abroad to help other people, not citizens of the United States of America. We're going to get into all of that. I'm going to show you some of the unbelievable pork that is in this spending bill of 1.7 trillion. That's what the T, folks, trillion dollars. It's over 4,000 pages long. Nobody read this crap. They didn't read it. They just freaking voted on it. And we had 18 senators that crossed over rhinos that went over to the other side. And that's exactly what happened. And before we get into all of that, I just want to welcome you all. You're watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your guest host today. My name is Dr. Shaikh. And if you haven't already done so, we'd love you to subscribe to the video, hit that notification bell, like and share with everyone out there. That's, helps us in our algorithms. So without further ado, let's take a look and see what's happening in the toilet bowl of Washington, D.C. Well, so that deserved a toilet flush, didn't it? How about this, folks? This is a tweet from Kevin McCarthy. And He was talking about the unbelievable number of proxy votes. He said this is the first time in history more than half the House was physically absent for a passage of a bill. Passed without a physical quorum present. In other words, more people voted by proxy than in person. He said this omnibus is going to damage the country. And the blatant disregard that the Democrats and these other senators had for Article 1, Section 5 of the Constitution said is going to forever stain this Congress. Now, Kevin McCarthy has said that one of the first things he's going to do when he becomes the new speaker, if he's like the Speaker of the House, he is going to reinstitute the rule that you can't be voting by proxy. I know there's a bunch of things people promise us, folks, from the conservative side or from the Republican side. It never comes to fruition, or most of the time it never comes to fruition until Donald Trump was in office. But let's wait and see what we get from Kevin McCarthy. But what do you think, folks? You think this one deserves the toilet as well? I think it does. Well, that was a well-deserved flush. Feel better? All right, well, take a look again. As we said, 1.7 trillion, over 4,000 pages, passed the Senate with the help of 18 Republicans. What do you think needs to be done there? Do I hear a bathroom call happening? I think we do. Feeling a little better, are we? Well, hold on to your hats, or actually, hold on to your rear end, folks, because guess what? Here's some of the highlights of the amount of money that is going to help other people, other countries, and other woke entities, and woke companies, and woke businesses, and just woke ideas in terms of the millions and billions of dollars. And let's start right now. This is $45 billion more dollars is going to the Ukraine, folks. This is in addition to the $66 million that we've already given away earlier this year. Almost $111 billion. Folks, we're doling this out like candy. Nobody even cares anymore. I mean, we care, but our government elites, they don't. $111 billion. And you know what? People, they know they can come and they can fleece the American government. They can fleece the American people. We're getting fleeced left and right. Our pockets are being, we're just being picked, folks. A right one, the left one, our back pockets, our wallets, our purses. President Zelensky of Ukraine, he said, oh, that blank check, it's just not enough. $111 billion just isn't enough. And he quotes, we are not in an easy situation. The enemy is increasing its army. Our people are braver and need more powerful weapons. We will pass it on from the boys to the Congress, to the President of the United States. We are grateful for their support, but it is not enough. It is a hint. It is not enough. What's this guy think? He's what? General George Washington? I mean, come on, folks. I know we've got to help other people, but first, let's do it at home. Let's help our own people first. We need to help Americans, American citizens first. Veterans, that's a good place to start, isn't it? The homeless. What about the people, addiction? What about mental health issues? All those things for Americans. What about the people suffering the effects of COVID? What about that? We need this be doing, look inward first. And then once we can help ourselves and we can get ourselves healthier, then we can decide what we want to do in terms of, spending elsewhere. The bill also designates that the District of Columbia as Ukrainian Independence Park. In other words, they're going to allow for signs around the park that include information on the importance of independence, freedom, and sovereignty for the Ukraine and the solidarity of the people for Ukraine and the United States. Oh, wonderful. Let's use a park in the middle of D.C. for more propaganda, folks. Unbelievable. Now, guess what? $11 million. they've just allotted that for LGBTQIA plus theme projects, and then just in parentheses, put in whatever other consonants you want to put in after the LGBTQIA plus, because I believe you me, that acronym is going to continue to grow with more and more consonants. And eventually, you know what they're going to do? They're going to add some vowels to it as well, folks. It includes 1.2 million to San Diego Community College for centers to support LGBT students, $3 million for the American LGBTQ plus museum in New York City, $750,000 for the Trans Latin Ad Coalition to provide workforce development programs and supportive services for transgender, gender nonconforming, and intersex, acronym TGI, immigrant women in Los Angeles. And oh, just a mere pittance. $105,000 is going toward what has been described as mentoring program for LGBT youth in the greater Pittsburgh area. You know, the only thing that's shocking and surprising to me is that somebody actually said, I just need 105,000. I mean, they probably asked for a lot more, and someone said, all right, you know what? Listen, go away. We're giving you 105,000. Also, there's tens of millions of what they call necessary expenses associated with the restoration of the Pacific salmon populations. Folks, $65 million. $65 million to remain available until September 30th, 2024. And the words salmon and salmonoid are mentioned 48 times throughout the bill. This bill, this $1.7 trillion bill, also includes over $500 million, $575 million to be exact, to be used for family planning or reproductive health. This includes areas where the lawmakers say population growth threatens biodiversity. In other words, too many people. We've got to cut down on the number of people. The bill states in part that of the funds appropriated in Title III of this act, not less than $575 million, not less, okay? We don't want any more, but not less than $575 million should be made available for family planning, reproductive health, including in areas where population growth threatens biodiversity or endangered species. Folks, it's just claptrap for abortion on demand. That's all this is, folks. Read between the lines. Shake those words up and down. That's all this means. That's code for abortion on demand. Then there's 19 earmarks. Just 19. Oh, there's more than that, but just for this specific excessive amount of money being spent, 19 earmarks totaling $60 million are set aside for the Republican in name only, Senator Lisa Murkowski, the Republican from Alaska. She gets $500,000. Just in terms of this, it just says $500,000 for the Restoring Indigenous Safety and Empowerment, acronym RISE, the Tribal Domestic Violence Shelter for helping ourselves prevent emergencies. So Lisa Murkowski, for all she was helping out, right, with the rhinos in the Senate, she gets $60 million as a present to go to Alaska of our hard-earned taxpayer dollars. Outgoing Senate Appropriations Committee Vice Chair Richard Shelby, the Republican from Alabama, he's getting $656 million. $656 million is going to Alabama. Alabama, folks, worth of earmarks in the package. It includes $35 million for Spring Hill College, Alabama, for facilities and equipment, and $100 million for the Woolsey Fennel Bridge in Alabama. That's what Vice Chair Richard Shelby, Republican of Alabama, is getting $656 million, folks, worth of earmarks in this package. That's unbelievable. Golly. $956,000 is supposed to go to an equity incubator. I don't even know what an equity incubator is. Is that supposed to provide equity and equality for all babies now? That going to universities at Shady Grove. I don't even know what state that's going to. Then Senator Jim Inhofe, the Republican from Oklahoma, ranking member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, he's getting $500 million worth of earmarks. $40 million of it is going to the Tulsa International Airport Traffic Control Center. Guess what, folks? This bill also is going to give a considerable amount of money. It doesn't say how much, but it's just going to rename a federal building in San Francisco after Republican House Speaker Nancy I drink too much Pelosi. That's right, folks. A new federal building renamed after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. $2.3 million is allotted to the Secretary of Education to conduct outreach to borrowers who could qualify for Biden's administration's stalled plan to cancel the debt of student loan borrowers. Finally, there's something called the Advanced Research Projects Agency, ARPA-Health or ARPA-H. Don't know what that's going to do, but it's called the Advanced Research Project Agency. Folks, not 1.5 million, but 1.5 billion dollars is going to this agency called ARPA-H. Finally, folks, not finally, just continuing on, $410 million is to remain available to reimburse countries Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Tunisia, and Oman for enhanced border security. So we're going to help them secure their borders, build their walls, prevent illegal aliens from coming into Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Tunisia, and Oman. And then, again, a paltry amount, it says 150,000. So I don't even know when they write these bills. I don't know if they, they must think that we are just the most stupidest, the idiotic, we're just totally retarded. We're moronic. We're just completely, we have no clue. We're just the stupidest people on earth. $410 million. And then it says, of that, 150,000 must go to Jordan specifically. That's how it's stated in the bill. So out of $410 million, Jordan's getting the shaft here, folks. I mean, out of the $410 million, it says 150 must go to Jordan specifically. Okay, just 150,000. Then, here's some more stuff, folks. $1.5 million is going to go towards a COVID-19 American History Project. Oh boy, are they going to just rewrite history in that one, aren't they? About the COVID-19 Wuhan Chinese flu American History Project. $1 million is going to go to Ohio's Zora's House. It's described as a sanctuary for women and gender expansive people of color to dream, connect, create, to shine bright and inspire change. Oh, wow, folks. Whoever wrote this prose, give this guy or gal a lot of credit. Let me repeat that. It sounds so good. $1 million is going to Ohio's Zora's House, which is described as a sanctuary for women and gender expansive people of color, so they can dream, they can connect, they can create, they can shine bright, and they can inspire change. Another $3.6 million establishes a Michelle Obama trail. That's right, folks. We're going to spend $3.6 million to build a trail through some woods and parks for Michelle Obama. Name it the Michelle Obama Trail in Georgia. $2 million in taxpayer dollars are going to go to the National Great Blacks in Wax Museum in Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore, Maryland. $2 million in taxpayer dollars. And then there's just, I'm going to end it right now, but there's so much more out there, folks. So much more. It's unbelievable. But 791,200. I don't know how they come up with this. 791,000. Why wasn't it just 199? 721,199. No, let's make it 791,200 to California's Sonoma County for the equitable energy resilience and EV infrastructure. Well, folks, all I can say is the following. That's our money, folks. Our taxpayer dollars, not the government money. It's not Washington, D.C.'s money. It's not the senator's money. It's not the House of Representatives' money. It's not Congress's money. It's not the president's money. It's the people's money. And it literally, as I said, as you see right here, it is literally being flushed down the toilet, because it certainly is not helping Americans here in the United States of America and the American people. Well, that's it for today. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your guest host here. My name is Dr. Shaikh. And if you haven't already done so, we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. Put your comments down there. Tell me, what do you think ought to be done? Do you agree that money first has to be spent at home first before we spend it on other people? Or are you on the other side? And I'll leave you with my final thoughts, as I always do, folks, and that is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.